What's going on, everybody? This your boy Vlad. Gonna make this video as short as possible here. So this is video about the hot stock picks, and I actually have two new ones. So the reason why it takes me so long to make videos is the research behind the stock picks. So I gotta go through the filings and whatnot just to make sure. I've been tracking these. I have it here with some of the other ones, and these are all other patterns that I track. So I try to, track them as I go. So with the reverse, well, let's just dive in it. The latest one that I got on my watch list that I think should be watched is RWLK. And also I am going to address ICON. Someone had asked a question about it, so I'll definitely address that as well. But RWLK, let me see what I put on my notes. Let's see if they have a certain date. Nope. RWLK, reverse split. Again, the same thing for this stock. It needs to have the minimum bid requirement, so that way it could get relisted on the NASDAQ, or stay listed, I should say. So the same thing for this RWLK. I'm looking for the first positive PR, then just to buy. Warrants at $13.50. No, $7.18. So around this area, this would be the level of concern as far as to getting profits and to get out. But for me, and also one thing that I hope you guys realize as well, with any of these plays, they're never long term. You're not trying to hold these plays for a couple of days, couple of weeks. The only way that I'm holding these is if it's closer to the dollar mark. So for example, like ICON, like right now it's at 160. I mean, it's close to the dollar mark. Ideal entry is to be like mid, the mid ones, low ones, close to the dollar mark, because typically these companies, they will do whatever they can to hold it right above the dollar, because once it falls below the dollar mark, they're definitely in red zone, and their whole compliance that they have to do with NASDAQ restarts. So that's the idea behind ICON. I know I just kind of skipped over, but I will go back to the newest one. But with ICON, the only thing that we're waiting for right now is some type of positive PR. Something that pops up that the company say, hey, we're planning on doing this, or something positive like, oh, we signed a contract. For the example of OPTT, I mean, now it's getting crushed, and that's why I say this is not intended to be long term. You're trying to get just the meat of the move, even though I didn't get remotely the meat, but I got a good piece as far as the standards compared to any other stocks during that day. So for the example of OPTT, they announce, and this is why it pays to be, like I wake up, I'm in front of the computer around like 7 a.m. because I don't know when the news will come out, because at any given moment news could come out, and once the news hit, you got to be able to just hit the buy button, and that way the stock typically would move without you, and that's how I was able to get like a better position mostly than a lot of people when it came to OPTT. Let's see. Yeah, the news came out at 9:03. No, that's from today. Never mind. Let me go to yesterday's. $9.02. It came out at 9:02, and I was buying this at like 9:04 because I read through the news real quick. So I was a contract winner. Then during this time, you know, it made this move up right here, all within that minute from the 9:02. It already ran up. So I got it during the way down. So I actually got it at right 9:02 because I bought it on this dip down right here. So I was in at 578. So as soon as the news came, I hurry up, put my order in. Then, like I said before, I didn't ride it all the way up. I mean, I just got majority of the move there. Well, not, let me take that back. Not even the majority. A slice of the move. So I sold right around here, around like 713. So news come out, and that's why you just got to be ready. You got to be up, you know. Like I said, I'm up at 7 a.m. in the morning, waiting, just looking at the news feed like on my scanners. It pops up, and that's one thing I like about with the Thinkorswim platform. Anytime the news pop up, it's gonna pop up over here, so I'm able to click on it, then to be able to execute. So the same thing with ICON, like that's the only thing we're waiting. So without no news, you know, it's not gonna go up. So the stock is not gonna move. And like moves like OPTT, I mean, it doesn't happen to all of them, but it would provide you with enough space to be able to, it would be able to go up, you know, like 50, generally like 50, 60%. So within that, you're trying to get just a piece of the pie. Like OPTT, I mean, I knew it was going to run eventually, but I wasn't expecting it to go that high, or else I would have just kept most of my shares. The same thing for RBZ. You know, I wasn't expecting this whole run up, but I was expecting it to be at least like 50, 60%. So you got to be definitely quick once the news happen. I mean, if you don't see it run, if you don't see the stock run, you just got to be willing to be able to cut a loss, because at the end of the day, once you balance out all your different trades from these particular plays, you would win more than you would lose. And the percentage wise from the winners would farly outweigh, you know, just the small losses that you would get. But generally, if it have positive news, I mean, the stock should run. I mean, it's not 100% guaranteed, but 80% of the time that I've been tracking this, as soon as news come out, it runs. RBZ did it. Positive news at that. OPTT did it. TROV. It did it. And that was before I even like started posting like watch lists and stuff like that. It ran, yeah, ran here, then it ran here. So with the new ones, RWLK. So that's the newest one that I have on my watch list. Area of concern for this is at like $7. So if you do see it runs, you know, a couple of dollars, around $7.18, that would be a level of concern, because that's where warrants are at. That's where other investors that this company already did like a backdoor deal with, that's where they're ready to sell. So you definitely don't want to get caught with them selling on you. And that's the same thing with OPTT. So the main reason why these stocks are running is these companies, they need money. So in order for them to get money, they're gonna pump up their stocks and they're gonna dump the shares onto the open market. So regular investors would lose money. Like, so I feel sorry for some of the people that were, you know what I mean, that were buying this like in the $16, $15 mark. At that point, I was all out. I was like, you know, I don't know what direction this is gonna go. So I like to be certain. Like, once it get overextended like this, I mean, I don't know which way it's gonna go. You know, whether the short, whether the buy. I know eventually it is gonna come down, but yeah, to me that's a huge gamble. Like, buying it over here, that's a safe bet. The next one, which I think is gonna be very, very, very powerful, is ABIO. And the reason being, because I actually went through their filings. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, this is them. ABIO. I think they're giving them to April 8th. Yeah, there it is right here. They're giving them to April 8th, 2009 to regain compliance with the minimum bid. So not only that, they also need to raise money as well. So I think, I mean, of course you still need to wait for news to come out. NASDAQ is given to April 8th, so that's this Monday. But I don't know how they would be able to do it, because the way that it works, they give them 10 days. They got to be, 10 consecutive days that their share price have to be above $1. So I don't know how that's the only tricky part. I don't know how that's going to play out. But I think this would be a major winner. Because not only is that, there's few shares in between. I mean, these are just some of the areas, and you just multiply that by 18 since that's the split level. But in between that, I think this could go parabolic. So ideally, I want to see this to come as low as possible. But within just the 4, because it's only 2 business days. Well, today it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So April 17th would technically be the day that they could regain compliance, but they're giving them to the 8th. So definitely keep your eyes on this to see any, PR that comes out for ABIO. The first positive PR, definitely for me this would be a buy. More likely I'll be at work, so I may not even be able to even trade this. So still keep your eyes on those. Then we still have RWLK. ELGX, same thing. Just wait till you see the the press release for those. And we have PDSB. SHIP just regained compliance as of today. So still keep your eyes on SHIP, because you never know. But yeah, those are the stocks to definitely just be watching the next couple of weeks. Just keep them on your radar. Be up early. Just be ready to go, because as soon as it dropped one positive press release, and that's their way of pumping the stock, so it tends to go parabolic, because the share count as well for these is extremely low, and back to ABIO, like I think the float for this right now currently is at like 500,000. So it's not that much. So literally it just take one good press release. It has a low float. It could go anywhere, it could go from 5 to 20. 5, it's supply and demand. It has good news, low float, it tend to equal parabolic. So keep your eyes on it. And I hope I answered your question in regards to ICON. So definitely for this, just have to wait for press release. If there is none, then more likely it's not going to move. But in order for them to get compliance again, they need to raise money. So they're going to have to eventually come out with a press release. And also another thing that I did see with ICON as well before I go is that they actually did a prospective to do an offering. Let's see here. Yep. This is their perspective. They're trying to let's see, is it here? So it's not active, but where is that? I don't think this is it. Was it? Thought I saw it the other day. It was like a perspective for them to do an offering, but could have been mistaken. Let's see what I have here for Icon. All right, for Icon, 750 warrants as well. So they have warrants right around here, which would be awesome, if it could get that high, to be able to 750 to be able to hit some of these warrants. I mean, I'm all for it, especially at the price that it's at right now. So yeah, so definitely with this, I still feel mid ones to low ones is still a good buy on it, because they're going to do whatever it takes to still keep this up so it don't fall below the dollar mark, so they could regain compliance. So first positive press release, we would see a parabolic. So I don't know if it's going to take a week, it may take 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it may take another month. Who knows? It's all about, the press release. But I feel with ABIO, a press release gotta come soon, or else they'll be in trouble. And this is like with these companies, they tend not to have any, type of cash coming in. So that's another thing. So them having their stock in the open market, that's how they raise money. That's how they pay the directors. That's how they, especially for pharmaceuticals, it takes so much money for them to go to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and to eventually trying to get FDA approved, that it costs money to get them through the phases. So that's why they do a lot of these offerings putting warrants out and jacking up their price. They gotta pump it just to make money. So with that being said, keep an eye on ABIO, and remember, only time to really buy before news is if it's hovering around the dollar mark. I mean, that would be the best time for me to buy. Other than that, if there's no news, I'm just watching, waiting on news. So I'm signing off, guys. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Definitely hope you guys were safe out there today. Peace.